Alright, what you want to make the battery, you want to have a penny that's zinc. So what you want to do is you want to get a penny that's newer. It has to be newer than 1983. So long as it's 1983 or newer, it's going to be actually zinc. What they did is they took these pennies and they make them out of zinc now, and they coat them in copper, very thin electroplate copper. So, and then they stamp it. But so this is going to be zinc, and I'm going to show you how to take it off here with the Dremel. Now the older pennies, this one is a 1973, and that is going to be copper. Now when you grind off a copper penny, this is what you get. So if you have a 1980 here penny, as long as it's older than 1981, that's going to be copper. 81 and older are copper. I don't know what I just said, but that's 81 and older. So this is 80, and as you can see, it's a nice copper surface. And then if you take a newer penny, you're going to have zinc. It looks more silver or zinc, like that. Now I'm going to just show you how to do it with the Dremel here. I'm going to take a zinc penny. This is a 2014 penny, and I'm going to leave, doesn't matter, I'm going to put it in the vise here. Now you should use some kind of a vise. I use a metal vise because it doesn't matter. You're going to be grinding it anyway. Oh, that's a little, this vise has been used so much that the edges are a little worn, so it pops out. So go down a little deeper. Now I have an exhaust fan here, so it's going to get loud, and I'm going to Dremel it. But I'm going to show you how to Dremel this penny. So I'm going to get a little closer here. So you take a Dremel tool, and you need to get, I use a oxide, it's some kind of a oxide, I think it's aluminum oxide wheel. And you want to wear a mask and wear gloves. You don't want any of this material in your lungs or your hands. So always wear gloves and wear a mask. I've got a mask on right now. I'm going to Dremel this. It's going to get loud. Also use an exhaust fan. Now, how to make an exhaust fan is pretty simple. Just get a cheap fan from anywhere, a cheap exhaust fan, and then just take an old furnace filter. You don't even need a new one, just an old one. Vacuum it out. Vacuum all the dust out of the old furnace filter. Tape it to the intake of the box fan, right? And then you got an exhaust filter for your projects. Very simple thing to do. Just tape it on the sides so the air all has to go through the filter, obviously, and then it works great. And then what you do is you just vacuum it once in a while. I vacuum it after every use to get all the particulate matter out. There's still a little bit here, and I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to turn this fan on. It's going to get loud, and I'm also going to do the Dremel now so you can see how that's done. Fan's on. Now here's the Dremel. Grind that copper off the zinc. No, it's not illegal to do this, as long as you don't, it's perfectly legal, as long as you don't make it something other than what it was. That's the law. So, we're using it for something completely different. We're going to make a battery out of this, so it doesn't matter. Government doesn't care, it's just a penny. Now, if you alter it, like if you change the date or something, and then try to present it as something it wasn't, then that's not allowed. That's counterfeiting. But if you're grinding it like for a hobo nickel or whatever, this is all you do, and it's perfectly legal. So I don't want to see comments, oh, it's illegal to deface a coin. No, it's not. As long as you don't use it for something other than what it's intended for, and present it as something, you know, whatever. But this is, as you can see, it grinds off pretty quick, and we get a nice zinc. The nice zinc face shows up pretty quick here. Let's go backwards and forward motion. And now you got a zinc penny. It's basically a zinc planchette now. Alright, that's done. Now what I'm going to do is pull it out. Well, first I'm going to vacuum it. Got the vacuum hose here. Vacuum your area before you touch it, then you don't get any particulate matter in your hands or anything. I always do that too. Alright. Then you turn the penny around, do the other side. Alright. Grind off all the copper, because you want a zinc planchette. See the material is coming off and going into that filter. You can see it get darker. It's better than going in your lungs or all over your table. Just a simple box fan with a filter tape to it. Any tape, whatever, duct tape, doesn't matter. Simple exhaust fan with filter. And you can use this for anything, painting, you know. Does a pretty good job of filtering out particulates. Alright, that's pretty much done. All the copper's pretty much gone on that. So now I'm going to vacuum it. And I'm going to do the edges. You want to get all the copper off, so I'm going to do the edges right there. So you be careful with this, you don't want to hurt yourself. Just go slow. I've been working with a Dremel for many years, so I'm pretty good at this. Just get all the copper off that you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the more zinc surface area you have, the better. Well, thicker there. So I just touch up the edges a little bit. Get the copper off. Grind it away. It's getting a little hot, but if it gets hot, you can always just set it down. You can wear leather gloves too, and then you won't feel the heat. So I got pretty much all the copper off here. Some kind of stubborn copper right there. There, I got it. So get all the hint of copper off there. So now what you got, you got a nice zinc disc now. And it costs you a penny. So it's not gonna, it doesn't cost much. Vacuum everything. Good. This is aluminum oxide, so you don't really want to breathe any of this. Don't get it on your hands or anything. So now what I've got is I've got my copper and my zinc. So I got copper and zinc for my battery, and then I'm also gonna do an experiment with a piece of nickel. Now this is a buffalo nickel, and this is mostly, believe it or not, if you look at the composition, it's mostly copper with just a little bit of nickel in there. There's not much nickel in there. You can look it up yourself. It's pretty weird, but there is nickel in here, but not much. And then here's a dime, a silver dime. I'm gonna grind this too. I know it's pretty, a lot of people are gonna freak out, but I'm gonna grind a silver dime too. I'm gonna try it with my experiment to see if it produces any voltage, more or less or none. I don't know. We're gonna try it. So I'm gonna grind these two, but you don't need to see that. I'm gonna stop the video for now. All right. Previously, I showed you how to prepare the pennies to make a simple battery. Now what we've got is we've got a copper penny. Now copper pennies are going to be 1981 and older. Those are copper pennies, and this one is such a penny. It's all pure copper. And then I've got a newer penny, which would be 1983 or newer. This is zinc. So 1983 and newer are zinc. They're worthless, by the way. So here's a tip: save all your pennies 1981 and older, because they're actually worth 2 to 4 cents each. People don't know that, but I've been saving them for years. You know, if people would have saved silver coins in 1964, the people that did are cashing in. But that was a long time ago. I realize that. But okay, so you've got zinc. You got a zinc penny, and you've got and a copper penny. Now, simple battery. We've got vinegar. Now we've got our meter. As you can see, it's on 20 volts. The switch is on 20, and I've got you can see I've got the leads right here. There's nothing. I'm not faking anything. This is real deal. It's just a meter. I'm gonna take these clip leads here quickly. I'm gonna put one clip lead, green one here. You can see it's just a clip lead. I'm gonna take the green one, put it on the one side. I got a white one here. These are just clip leads. I got no batteries, and nothing's faked. Alright, so now you take your zinc penny and you clip it. So you clip your zinc penny in one of them, copper penny in another. I'm going to use a different copper penny because this one's a little bit shinier on both sides. So it's copper, it's no big deal. So I'm going to use this penny here. And what we're going to do, so all we're going to do, watch the meter. We're just going to take, oh I forgot, these are my assistants. This is Alien Assistant, and this is my Buddha Hand Assistant. Okay, forgot to say that. Forgot to introduce my assistants. Alright, so we've got very simple battery here. We've got copper and we've got zinc. Now I drop them in there, it should produce a voltage. I'm doing this for the first time so you can watch it. Now this is in effect free energy because you're creating a battery out of nothing. Alright, so there I put the copper one in first, and then I put the zinc one in, and you can see the meter immediately goes up. We got 0.95 volt, so I'll just drop that in there. So we've got 0.94 of a volt. Now it's negative because the polarity is negative to positive. What I'll do is I'll switch the leads on this here, and then it'll be, current runs from negative to positive. So looks to me like, let's see, the green one is the copper. So looks like, or the green one's the zinc. So the zinc is going to be giving you the negative. So the current must be flowing negative to positive. So it's flowing from the zinc through the meter to the copper. Now we've got, it's just simple vinegar, and we've got copper and zinc. Now in a survival situation, if you needed to charge your phone or do something like that, you could just, it's almost a volt, almost 1 volt, and all you need is 5 volts to charge your phone. So in theory, you get this configuration. You put 6 of them in series, and that'll give you 6 volts, and that will charge your phone. Now, I don't know how much current it's gonna, but in theory, it could charge your phone. It could make a difference. But we're gonna try a couple different things here. Let's take another zinc penny. We got another zinc penny here. Now again, lift it out. You can see it goes right to 0. Put it in. 0.91 volts. Okay, now what I'm going to try is I'm going to double it. I'm going to put 2 zinc pennies. Let's see what happens. Now it's 0.94. It might have went up a little bit. Now looks like it's the same. Okay, I got another copper penny here, and I'm going to add it to this copper penny. So now we've got 2 copper pennies, 2 zinc pennies, and it's the same. You're going to get this, it looks like it's the same voltage. So you're going to have to make a big battery, you'd have to use a bunch of this stuff. Now I'm sure you could. Now here I've got an old Buffalo nickel. Now the composition of this is mostly copper if you look it up, but it does have some nickel in it. So I'm going to do is I'm going to see if the voltage changes when I switch it out with the copper here. I'm going to take the copper out. Copper pennies are out, and the Buffalo nickel is in. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. Well, looks like it's got nickel, and it looks like now it's only 0.7 volts. So we got 0.7 volts with the nickel. That's interesting. Let's 0.76. Looks like it's going up. All right, I'm going to try. Let's just go back with the pennies and see what happens here. Yeah, 0.93, 0.94 volt, 0.93. All right, so that's with the copper. Now, just for the heck of it, let's take the copper, or the nickel, whatever it is, mostly copper, and let's put it in there with the copper. Now, it does have some nickel in it, but it shouldn't read anything. Oh wow, I wasn't expected. Okay, so I get just with the 2 copper and with nickel with some copper with some nickel, it's 0.25 volt, which is really interesting. I didn't think I'd get anything, but huh. All right, so now we've got the copper. Let's try a silver. This is a mercury silver dime. This composition is 90% silver, pure silver, and 10% copper. So let's just see if this what the silver does with the copper penny. Nothing. Pretty much nothing there. So let's take, with the silver in, let's take the copper out, and let's put the zinc in. So now we've got the zinc. Doesn't matter, I guess just one is fine. So now we've got a zinc and silver. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that, 0.92 volt. So it's pretty much the same as copper, but it is 10% copper. But so with the zinc and the dime, I get 0.91 volt. And let's take the silver out, and we'll put in copper, 0.83. That was I think I got these back around. So I'm going to put the copper back on the white here. I'm going to put 2 coppers on this side. And I'm going to put 2 zinc pennies on this side here. Let's see. My back hurts, so I just hurt my back. That was that noise. Okay, so I only got 0.87 volts. I was getting 0.94 volts. Let's get them a little closer. Move them around a little bit. So the voltage did go down a little bit. You know, things happen, like at electroplates and whatever. Now, just for the heck of it, I got some steel pennies. These are 1943 steel wheat penny. And just for the heck of it, I thought, well, I'll try steel. So here's steel with copper. Let's see what happens. And they are zinc. You know, they got a light zinc coating, so that might not be. Well, you know, that's interesting. 0.6 volts with steel and copper. But the thing is, this could have some zinc in it. But that's interesting. Steel penny, 0.57 volts. And let's go back with. We'll go back with the zinc. Zinc is 0.83 volts, so pure zinc is definitely better. So there you go. This is free energy. Tesla, kind of a free energy deal. It's got you can create a battery by yourself. Now, how can you make more of these? Well, you grind a whole bunch of the pennies down, put them in series, and then you can get more voltage. And I'll just, you know what, I can do that. I'll do it for you right now, just so you can see how to do this. So let's see. I've got, this is the zinc. So we'll take the zinc and we'll put on the other end of the zinc, we'll put a copper, right? So my brain is not working properly right now. And then we'll take a lead from this copper and we'll put it on the lead. Then we'll take the lead and we'll put it on a zinc. From copper to zinc. Wait, I gotta find a zinc here. And then we'll take another lead, put it on this zinc, put it in there, and then we'll take this and put it on the positive. Let's see, they're all touching. Let's get them up. So I don't have it right. I don't have the configuration proper here. I'm getting no battery voltage at all, so that means I've got it messed up. Well, I think you understand what you mean. I'd have to do some more research on this or switch something around. But if you put them in series, it'll work. I'm obviously doing something wrong, but if you keep putting zinc, copper in series, it should work. So if I've got copper, no, I've got zinc, and then copper. Yeah, I think I know what I'm doing wrong here. Alright, so I've got zinc to copper, and then I've got copper to zinc. I'll clip this on here. Alright, I got copper to zinc, and then I've got zinc to copper, copper to zinc, and then back to, alright, so I got zinc to copper, or copper, zinc to copper, copper to zinc, and then we're going to go to copper, and then we're going to take another lead here, from the copper to the lead. We should have double the voltage. And we have nothing, so I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. We've got positive to the zinc. Zinc to copper. Copper to zinc. And zinc yeah, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not going to bore you anymore. But you get the idea. If you somehow do it in series, you should get 2 volts. And maybe I'll work on this and then restart the video so you don't have to see my painful working. But there you go. That's a free Tesla, free power, working battery. You can put these together and charge your phone. Alright, signing off.